Negotiation skills. Many situation calls for negotiation skills, and they can all be in 4 steps of preparing, opening discussion, negotiating, and closing. But to shed light on at least one area of negotiation in detail, we will explore job offer negotiations in this unit. Job offer negotiations are rarely easy. Consider 3 typical scenarios. Scenario 1, you're in a third-round interview for a job at a company you like, but a firm you admire even more just invited you in. Suddenly, the first hiring manager cuts to the chase. As you know, we're considering many candidates. We like you, and we hope the feeling is mutual. If we make you a competitive offer, will you accept it? Scenario 2. You've received an offer for a job you'll enjoy, but the salary is lower than you think you deserve. You ask your potential boss whether she has any flexibility. We typically don't hire people with your background, and we have a different culture here, she responds. This job isn't just about the money. Are you saying you won't take it unless we increase the pay? Scenario 3. You've been working happily at your company for 3 years, but a recruiter has been calling, insisting that you could earn much more elsewhere. You don't want to quit, but you expect to be compensated fairly, so you'd like to ask for a raise. Unfortunately, budgets are tight, and your boss doesn't react well when people try to leverage outside offers. What do? Each of these situations is difficult in its own way, and emblematic of how complex job negotiations can be. To top that off, many industries has also left candidates with fewer options and less leverage, and employers better positioned to dictate terms. Those who are unemployed or whose current job seems shaky have seen their bargaining power further reduced. However, your job contract determines your livelihood for the next several months or years. Since it's part of your plan for lifelong success, it's sensible to speculate and negotiate your salary with accurate facts on your side. Your starting pay determines how far along you'll be when you receive raises or promotions. Hence, consider your reasoning to negotiate or not carefully before deciding. Are you getting in your own way with these listed limiting attitudes and concerns? 1. Fear of being disliked. It may seem unreal, but many a times people are excited to see the interview going well and do not want to create friction by opening the can of worm, as they consider negotiations to be, because there is a very real fear, backed by research, that negotiating may come at the cost of being disliked. 2. Fear of failure. People don't like doing what they believe they're not good at, and often opt not to engage in activities in which failure is likely, or give half-hearted effort and confirm their beliefs. 3. Fear of jeopardizing the opportunity. Some are desperate to get a job offer and do not want to jeopardize the opportunity. And job seekers are even more likely to feel this way than they did before the pandemic. 4th, lack of skills. You may not have the confidence or assertiveness required to negotiate. On the other hand, there are those who negotiate just to appear tough. Hence, investing effort in preparing for a negotiation, knowing what you want and why, thinking through acceptable alternatives, and developing specific strategies for being persuasive can significantly increase your confidence, competence, and chances of success. Consider these points in the preparation phase. Preparation. 1. Research the industry and the place. Experience and research demonstrate that the industry and function in which you choose to work, your career trajectory, and the day-to-day influences on you, such as bosses and coworkers, can be vastly more important to satisfaction than the particulars of an offer. Plus, some organizations might exceed your expectations. They may be rare, but it can happen. Therefore, if you plan on negotiating just for the sake of it, don't. Fighting to get just a bit more can rub people the wrong way, and can limit your ability to negotiate with the company later in your career when it may matter more. 2. Consider all aspects of the job. Understand that negotiation does not only mean salary, and it does not have to happen immediately when you join. It is easier to negotiate or set expectations before joining than to badger them later, which does not bode well. Therefore, think about responsibilities, location, travel, flexibility in work hours, opportunities for growth and promotion, perks, support for continued education, and so forth. Consider not just what or how you're willing to be rewarded, but also when. You can negotiate for a raise after the probation period if that is not a common practice at the organization where you're interviewing. In my experience, I have more often negotiated for accommodation and flexibility at work than for salary alone. 3. Don't negotiate more than one or two things. If you have multiple items on your list to negotiate, e.g., salary, benefits, start date, review them and pick the most important one or two. Avoid overwhelming the other person with 3 to 4 requests, as this could lead to disappointment when they address the least important one.